young lady named Zoe Hall. I've joined me live on this link. Okay, so I am excited because Zoe Hall is here today with me in the studio of the Kim Jacobs Show, which is right in the comfort of our own homes, honoring the social distancing. And Zoe, I am excited because you get the opportunity. In a minute, I'm going to put that there and take that off. All right. Give me 1 second. Show on the stream. Oh, yay! Okay, so Zoe Hall is the daughter of my friend Sean Hall, who I just recently interviewed, and you heard from her with All Roads Education. Well, she has four daughters, one that's an adult in California working in the whole production world, and she does casting and everything, and that's Mariah Hall. Then you also have her daughter that is JL, who is a basketball superstar. And then you have her daughter Grace, who is a lacrosse superstar. Also has dabbled with gymnastics and really can put anybody to shame in the gymnastics world. Well, then she has this beautiful little jewel named Miss Zoe Hall, who came along many years later and is 7 years old. So Zoe, I'm so glad to have you on the Kim Jacobs Show. Welcome.
Thank you.
You're so sweet. I'm so glad to have you here. And I think comments will appear over on this side. And when they do, I'll make sure that I share those comments. But I'm glad to have you. And many people know that a lot of children from around the country are now home, where normally they're in school, but now they're home. And that's been like a big deal. Has that been a big deal for you?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. Well, what's made it so like not a big deal?
Well, we really didn't have to. Well, we didn't have to go to school. That's why it really wasn't a big deal. But then it kind of became a big deal because now we have online school.
Okay, so prior to going to this online school, did you know much about online school?
Not really.
So you kind of learned about it since this whole coronavirus thing kicked into gear?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. But you seem to be handling it well. Your hair is cute. You have a beautiful smile, a great personality. And so, what has it been like for you? What's been like the most difficult thing that you've had to even do during this transition of coming home from going to regular public school?
Mm, well, it's really not that fun as
Being home
being
or
at
in public
school.
school?
Being at home.
Okay. So it's more fun being in school?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Because we get to play lots of games. We have PE, and we get to do art projects and music.
And see, you know what? You're a social butterfly, I know, because I know you. And so I know you love socializing with other people, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so I think that that means a lot too if you're at home and then you're at public school and your friends are at home and you're at home, you don't get the opportunity to socialize at the same level, huh? So
Yes, ma'am.
how are you staying in touch with your friends?
Um, I really don't have a way to. I just, I guess I just do things at home.
Okay.
Like,
What are some things you do at home? Because I know you do a lot of things with that big mat behind you, and I know how interactive and engaging your mommy is and your dad is. So tell me, and your sisters, tell me what are some things you do at home during
well,
this whole time?
today I just finished making this boat
Oh my
out of
gosh! What did you make it from?
Legos.
Oh my goodness! Let me see it again. Let me remove the pictures so I can see. Oh my goodness! You're super talented. You put that entire boat together?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, what other talents do you have? I didn't even know you could do that. What are some other
Well,
talents you have?
I just like doing crafts, like putting lots of things together and just seeing how things work.
Let me see that. Move it over some more so I can see it on the screen. Oh my goodness. Now, what is that made of?
Um,
What is the base product? Is it a paper towel roll or a toilet paper roll?
it's a paper towel roll.
Oh, cool. And did you cut it in half?
Yes, ma'am.
And then how did you put the jewels on the paper towel roll?
I glued them to the paper towel roll.
Awesome. That's gorgeous. So you're very talented. So you're really using your time at home to be even more creative, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And to look cute at the same time. That's pretty amazing. So how do you think, even though you're not getting a chance to talk to your friends as much, how do you think your friends are dealing with or coping with this whole staying at home thing during the coronavirus outbreak?
I think my friends are probably just at home complaining and saying that they're bored and they should be
Okay.
making their own fun.
Okay, this is interesting. I'm going to actually just scroll. This is how Zoe feels as a child staying home during the coronavirus outbreak. Now, based on what she's saying, is she feels like her friends might be just bored, right?
Yes.
And she feels like she can't kind of wait to get back to school because she enjoys hanging out with her friends and socializing, and she is a social butterfly, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so I think she'll be happy when that day comes. What's one thing that you would want all parents to know? Because right now, we as parents, we need to hear from the children as to what is going on in your mind. What do you think every single parent should know when it comes to being home and dealing with you all every day, all day? What should parents know about this whole thing? What advice would you give parents, Zoe?
Well, first, it's not like about my parents, like other parents, they should let their kids, well, no, they should find fun things for their kids to do every day since we have to stay in our homes and so the kids won't just be sitting around watching TV all day and being bored.
That is such a great answer. So you want parents to know that they need to get up and not just sit around being like parents just doing adult things, but come in and start being involved with the child or their children and find some creative ways to get engaged with the child.
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
that what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am.
That is some really good advice. Actually, you know what? That's almost like adult level advice, what you're sharing. So I think that your mom and dad have trained you extremely well for you to be able to get on the Kim Jacobs show and share tips with parents to say, hey, moms, dads, do something, help us, let us be more creative while we're home during the coronavirus outbreak. What other advice would you give to any parents? Any other thoughts that's just ringing through your head?
Um, well, it's not for the kids, it's for the parents because they need to find something that parents like to do, but not like being out and going to the store and other stuff, just something that parents like to do while they're home, like having
That's,
grown up
go
time,
ahead. Like what?
just like having their own time.
Oh, so having parent, daughter, or parent, son time is what you're saying.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think that parents should, especially because you come from a family where you have multiple sisters, do you think that parents should spend one-on-one time with each child, or do you think that parents should just do group stuff?
Well, sometimes they should do group things because there are things that siblings do agree on and some that they don't. So they should do group things and things with individual children so they could like get to know what their kids like best and so they can get used to doing it with them.
That's good, really good. And now your mom didn't really prepare you that much for this interview, so this is just stuff that you have deep down inside of your 7-year-old soul that you can articulate it at this level to everyone watching the Kim Jacobs show. So I don't know what other shows are out there, but I can't say there's like Ellen DeGeneres, there's Wendy Williams, there's Steve Harvey, there are Oprah Winfrey Network, and all kinds of shows that are out there. You just happen to be on the Kim Jacobs Show today, but I think personally that you're ready to go viral, don't you?
Kind of.
I think that you could get your message out to the entire world while everyone's sitting around being sad. Here is a 7-year-old happy soul, and she's excited because she's getting arts and crafts time with spending time with mom and dad, building some items that are creative from just literally a paper towel roll. Any other things that you think are some good crafts and things that can be done while you're home? I have never told people those already. The two that you just did today, I haven't said on a broadcast before. So the paper towel roll, cutting it in half and putting some nice jewels on top of it with some hot glue, great idea. To build a Lego set, great idea. Any other ideas you have, Zoe?
Well, I guess if you have all girls, you should, I guess, go to the store a lot and spend some time outside if it's nice and sunny, and ride your bikes together and do some fun other activities like boating activities, and probably making lip gloss.
Lip gloss.
Yeah.
You know what? The things that you're saying, those are excellent tips for parents that are out here trying to brainstorm on what they can do with their girls. You can make lip gloss, and I bet you can share tips on how to do that. So I can get some notes from you and post later. Maybe you can actually come on and share some examples of actually doing the hands-on version of making the lip gloss or something like that. That's pretty fun, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
And even being able to, like you say, have physical exercise, riding bikes, and different things like that. Your family's very into physical fitness. And so to know that you guys go out and exercise and ride bikes together, those are all great tips, Zoe. So I'm glad to have you on today as my guest. I hope that you've had a good experience. Did that make you feel comfortable?
Yes.
Were you nervous?
Not really.
I was going to say, you don't even appear to be nervous at all. And I really appreciate the really very candid, open, articulate discussion that we had at a 7-year-old. You're 7 years old. That means you have a really old soul inside of you. Spirit, you're really well beyond your years is what that means. Do you know that?
Yes, ma'am.
You're such a sweetheart, Zoe. And I'm really glad to have you as my guest today here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Thank you, Sean Hall, for allowing your daughter from Rocky River Elementary School, 7-year-old Zoe Hall, who I'm telling you, she's put the entire Hall family in check. I mean, there's a lot of years between Zoe and her older siblings. But Zoe, you run the show around there, don't you? Be honest.
Kind of.
I think you definitely do. You run things around there. You're like, listen, I want this. Let's do this. I have a taste for this. And oh, while I have you on here, I can tell you this. I call your mom sometimes. I don't know if she tells you this, but I call her, and if there's like a debate about whether you should get something or not, guess what I do? I say, Sean, just give it to her. Did you know that?
Yes, ma'am.
And then anytime you ever want to like have a movie day and you just want to come and binge out on TV since mommy wants to limit you on TV, you can come to my house and we can binge out. You want to do that sometimes?
Sure.
Your mom's going to disconnect the whole call. Okay, anyway, Zoe, thank you so much for being my guest today here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Do you think people should subscribe to my show?
Of course.
And so there you have it. Even though she had to think about it and blink a couple of times, Zoe Hall thinks that you should subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show on YouTube. Only because she said it, you should at least do it. And then tell your friends about it. Are there any last thoughts you want to share with people before we disconnect, Zoe?
I guess I should share some fun activities for boys, because boys like exercise too, and they also like playing video games. They like lots of cool movies. they love Legos, and they like building lots of cool robots and things.
Well, you do know your craft very well, especially because you know it's a household of boys over here, and you've gotten to see some of them and the activities they do in the Jacobs household. So you know exactly what you're talking about. Boys do like everything that you just described. So not only are you an expert about girl activities during this whole time of being home during the coronavirus outbreak, but you also know what boys like. So is there anything to fear about this whole coronavirus outbreak when you have loving parents, great cool activities, the Kim Jacobs show, because you can refer your friends over and I can interview them, and lots of other things to do. Is there anything to worry about?
Well, kind of, because you have to worry about when you're out at the store and stuff, you have to be aware of social wait social
Social
distancing.
distancing, you're right, you're right. So it's definitely something to be concerned about, Zoe, when people are out in the stores. And right now, literally in North Carolina and definitely in Mecklenburg County, they said that pretty much everybody needs to start staying at home anyway. So that's not a task for you because you are okay being home. But some people are going to have like a problem with it. But it doesn't matter because the government is saying, stay home, stay home. Don't keep running around doing all this outdoor stuff, but get to just hang out with your family and your loved ones and do some creative crafts, some arts and crafts and fun stuff at home or in the yard, right?
Yeah, because you don't really know if you have the coronavirus, and you don't know if anyone else does. So
And
it's
that's right.
smart to have social distancing.
Yes, that's you are so smart, Zoe. I'm sure that you're going to get all A's in school this year with just based on this conversation alone. So if people can respect what Zoe is saying from a 7-year-old perspective, honor social distancing and making sure that we do that because we don't know if we have the coronavirus and why take the chance of spreading it to someone else. And you don't know because it can lie dormant in your system, Zoe, for 2 to 14 days. So the goal is to not just go around like la 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 la, I'm just hanging out, and I may have it, and then here I've infected other people. So that's why they're trying to take that precaution. So you've shared some great tips on today's show, and I'm so honored that you were my guest.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zoe Hall, and thank your mom and dad for allowing you to be on the Kim Jacobs Show today. Okay.
Yes.
There you have it, everyone. You have Miss Zoe Hall, and she is a jewel, to say the least. I'm so honored to have her here today. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show, and I will look forward to coming back on very soon to do our daily updates regarding the coronavirus. So in a very few minutes, you're going to see me back on to do the daily updates on some things that I think is pertinent for you to know. Thank you for tuning in today, and thank you, Zoe Hall, for being my guest.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye, sweetheart.
Bye.